Hello and welcome to Guerrilla Broadcasting. This is Michael Simpson. This is our first installment. And why? You've noticed my chair creaks. I didn't notice that until I started recording. But anyway, why Guerrilla Broadcasting? What are we all about? Okay, just recently, this is Mother's Day 2020, May 10th, 2020, at the time of filming. We're in the midst of the whole crazy pandemic shutdown. This has affected churches drastically, including the church that I go to. And I felt a need for churches to share with churches and really anybody else that's wanting to stream how to do it. Because I've been through this. We started, another gentleman and myself started the streaming channel at the church here in Colorado that I've been attending. And we started a little over 2 years ago. I have a background in film and television. I've worked at Universal Studios, worked at KTLA in Los Angeles. So I know a little bit about it. But streaming was a different animal. So a couple things have going on. I put a posting last week. One gentleman from Nicaragua says, no, it wasn't Nicaragua, it was Nigeria. Okay, so he asked the question, what's the least expensive phone that I can use to stream with? Right here, a cell phone. That's it. If you got a cell phone, you can stream. You don't have to have a $50,000 production studio or anything. If you have a cell phone, you can get on Facebook, you can get on YouTube, you can stream from that. Okay, now I have another friend. After I put this posting up, that said, "Hey, if anybody needs help, let me know. I'm willing to help." I put a posting up, and I got a response right away from a friend of mine who is a missionary in Peru. They need some help. They're not happy with the quality of their videos. They're just not happy. They had some questions, some technical questions, which I answered as best I could. And I had a Zoom conversation with 4 people in Peru, and they speak Spanish. I sort of speak Spanish, muy poquito. Not so good. My friend speaks Spanish, who's the missionary, and we had a conference call. And the best question that I think out of the whole thing, one gentleman asked, "Well, what can we do now, right now, to make our productions better?" A brilliant question. I like that. Keep it simple, sweetheart. It's like, well, number one is sound. That's that's very important. And if your sound's not good, then people are going to go away. They're not going to listen. If you got one of these things, you can hook up an external mic. I would certainly recommend an external mic. I use what's called a Rode video mic, and I'm using that right now. You'll need to get an adapter. You get an adapter that goes in here, and you can plug in a shotgun mic and then mount this. You don't want to hold it. You don't want to hold it by hand because it'll be just like a little teeny tiny movement. You think you're doing a good job, but then people watching it, it looks like you're going, whoa, and the people watching are going, I wish they would just stop doing that. Plus if it's a longer time you're holding it, believe me, I've been here. Done this, you start getting tired holding it up, and it just gets more and more shake. So the first thing, most important thing is sound. Get the best sound quality that you can. I recommend you also using some earbuds, whatever camera you're going to listen to. Well, you couldn't put earbuds in this, but when I'm filming on another camera, I'll put earbuds in, and I'll plug it into the port on my camera so I can listen. Okay, what's going on sound-wise? What's going on? Like I mentioned, this chair right away squeaking. A lot of people wouldn't notice that. They're just like, oh, it's just this chair squeaking. Big deal. But if it's just, it can get real annoying. So filmmakers, churches or whatever, if you're sitting in a chair, does it squeak? Pay attention to these things. The other thing, if you're shooting in a refrigerator, I actually said that, didn't I? If you're shooting in a kitchen or anywhere near a kitchen, your refrigerator makes a sound that normally you can't hear it because your mind just kind of tunes it out after a while. But and I put my headphones in if I haven't remembered to unplug the refrigerator. So that's what I do. I unplug the refrigerator. You don't have that, but unless you want to make your wife very unhappy, please do remember to plug the refrigerator back in. That's very important. But there are a lot of things like that will affect. I'm here recording my basement studio. I haven't turned off the heater. If it was something else that I was making, I might switch that off so that won't kick on and make noise. The kids upstairs are walking around making noise, but I'm just kind of guerrilla. I'm making the best with what I got, so I'm kind of applying the same philosophy, guerrilla broadcasting. So I'm kind of okay. Take what you got and make the best with it. That's really sound. Okay, so sound. I talked about sound. The other thing is lighting. Right now, I'm using natural lighting. It's coming from the left, my left, coming in this way, and we've got the background is just a piece of cloth, a bed sheet, whatever, blank, something blank. Otherwise, if I took that down, it looked like an unfinished basement. But filmmakers, broadcasters, or whatever, pay attention to where your lighting is coming from. And how does it look? How does the face look? I mean, my face is lit real good here, but then it's a little bit darker over here, but it's dramatic and cool, and I don't mind that. But I could, here, I'll show you. I've got another light. It's not, okay, light temperature. I'm going to show you this. I'm going to turn this other light on. Okay, so now this was something I tried before I started filming. It's like, okay, this is a different light temperature. This is, we've got daylight, 6500K or more coming in this way, and this is like a incandescent bulb. It's like 2500K or something like that. Okay, there's temperature of lights. Before I get too deep, there's light temperatures. It's the difference between a candle is like one light temperature and the sun. Different lights, different light bulbs can give you different colors and can make you look good or bad. When you are filming, if you're using one of these to film with, pay attention to where the sun is. A lot of times I'll see people will hold their cell phones up here, and the sun will be behind them, and their face will be in a shadow. It will be like shadow. You don't see a lot of clarity. It'd be a lot better to have the sun over this way, coming this way towards me, or at an angle. I mean, what I'm using right now, at this time of day, the sun is that way, and this is bounced sunlight coming in this way. So pay attention to lighting. You can look really good if you're lit well. I've seen a lot of church videos that they'll either be too dark, they won't have enough light, or they'll have way too much light, where everything will be washed out. Basically what I wanted to do, I'm just going to kind of wrap this up a little bit right now, with the guerrilla broadcasting, is to help people from where you are to make it better. The Bible says steady plodding brings prosperity, and just constantly okay, I'm going to get a little bit better today, and then tomorrow I'm going to get a little bit better, and next week I'm going to get a little bit better, and you just kind of do that. In your videos, what you're putting out on the internet are going to get better. You need to really have that philosophy. So I'm going to wrap up the first series right there, the first episode, I should say, because there's so much I want to talk about. And the reason that I wanted to record it and put it on YouTube is they have that little translator thing at the bottom, so that I can send this to the people I'm working in Peru, or send them the link, and then they can listen, and I can tell them directly without being translated. This part of this was discussed at meeting that we had last week, but I'm going to sign off right there, because I want to do a whole series of these episodes and talk about different things, so it won't be just a huge thing. You can kind of look at piecemeals. Well, thank you so much for watching our first episode, and God bless and stay safe.